Amen. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, you guys, well, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to open right on up with our announcements tonight because as you guys saw, there was an extremely exciting promotion happening today. It's absolutely huge that the company has released this to us early. It's literally amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Chrissy, and she's going to share a little bit about this.
Yay. Okay. Well, let me make sure I'm on unmute. I am. Okay. So I get to share with you about the new amazing products you get to order today. Surprise! You get to boost your holiday sales. While supplies last, we get to order the new holiday products. Our new limited edition 60th anniversary trend collection is insane. We can officially order them today. These bold, on-trend shades were carefully curated in honor of Mary Kay's visionary founder and 60 years of making women look and feel beautiful. A perfect holiday gift for customers looking for easygoing glam or end-of-year party looks. The products include our new limited edition 60th anniversary eyeshadow palette. It has 4 shades and a mirror. The colors are Pink Diamonds, Iconic Pink, Legacy Lilac, and Burgundy Crown. And if you didn't see Megan's reel on Instagram the other day, she had the colors on and they look absolutely amazing. Okay, another product that is available is the new limited edition Velvet Lip Crayon, which comes in Visionary Pink and Pink Rose. Next up is our nail polish. It comes in Visionary Pink and Legacy Lilac. You heard that right. Your lip liner and nail polish can match. And to top it all off, we have a new limited edition 60th anniversary collection bag, $5 with the purchase of $50 or more, and products from the limited edition 60th anniversary trend collection. All right, next up is the BOGO mini masks. This increases your sales for quart of sharing, and this is such a big deal. So if you're in the running for quart of sharing, I would really hone in on this. So it's $18 customer cost for one set. Buy one, get one free for us. 2 sets for $9 wholesale. That's $4.50 set our cost, or $2.25 mask our cost. But we get to count the retail credit for our diamond rings and unit goals. So for every one set you order for $9 wholesale, it counts as $36 retail towards your ring. That's amazing. So this is while supplies last. So that is all the announcements that I have.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And you guys, with these masks, I would say they are the easiest to sell ever, like ever. Everybody loves masking minis because there's the hydrating gel mask and then there's the charcoal mask. So a really great thing to do with these, you guys, is as you're seeing faces this month, would be to upsell these masks. And what that could sound like is even just telling them for every mini mask set that I sell, I'm donating $1 to breast cancer because it's breast cancer awareness month. So how many could you sell? There's so much that you could do with this. It's literally huge. So before we do our recognition tonight, I do want to go ahead and share with you guys where we're at with our unit goals. And so as you guys know, we are finishing our third pink Cadillac a month early. That is our goal, is to finish this baby a month early, because that's just what we do. It's just how we roll. We do things early. We are on top of things, and we are a team that leads with excellence from the front. So this is our update of where we're at. So in order to conquer this goal, we are really just focused on growing by 20 new in October, because that is going to give you sales. If you're adding to your team, it means that you're in front of faces, you're making money. And then it's also really going to help you on the back end to do this with a buddy. And so right now, you guys, with our 20 new goal, we're at 3 new right now. So we have 17 new to go. And so I'm going to be talking a little bit about this tonight and how you can expand your team building and how you can really grow your team this month. And these are the huge things going on this month, you guys. So Mary Kay decided to extend the e-start. So that $25 e-start, it is extended, which is such a big deal. And you guys, the starter kit, it was so cool. Katie and I were opening up hers this weekend. For $75, it is like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of products that they can do an add-on on top of the 25. And then with the samples, it's only $35 and they get enough samples for 30 women. That's like $1.10 to pamper someone. And we all know we sell about 100 a face, right? So it's amazing. And then we're still doing our $500 cash giveaway. And the deadline for that is October 31st. You guys max this baby out. Get everybody entering for that because that marketing video is so powerful and effective. And as I shared, we're growing by 20 new in October. And so that is where we're at. And so congratulations, Amelia Fox, for already adding one new this month. And Amelia had a $400 double facial today. If you're wondering, can I sell product? Does this business work? Amelia sold $400, you guys, to two people. I mean, $200 in a few hours sounds pretty awesome. So you guys, that is what's going on in our unit this month. And we're going to be chatting more about that. So Amelia, I'm going to pass the mic over to you. If you do not know, this is Amelia Fox. She has been officially in Mary Kay for 3.5 months, and she and her team are wrapping up their free car and their directorship this month. Her free car will be done in 22 days. We are so excited. So Amelia, I'm going to pass this over to you, girl. That way you can celebrate everyone and their success this week.
Perfect. Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday night. Best part of the week, right? I'm so excited to just recognize you all for all your amazing accomplishments this week. You guys do not go unnoticed, and every dollar, every face, every share is a huge win. So we're just gonna do some recognition. So give me a big wave if you sold anything at all this week. Give me a wave, guys. Yay, Darlene! Yay, Michelle! Oh my goodness, congratulations, guys. And Emma, I see you, girl. Give me a wave if you sold $300. That's a star week. If you don't know, if you sold 300, keep waving. Oh, I still see Darlene and Michelle. If you sold 400, keep waving. 400, anyone? Was anyone 400? Okay. So I think Darlene and Michelle both had 300 something, or did you have 400, Michelle? Okay, Michelle's still waving for 400. Michelle, I think you're our queen. Do you want to unmute and tell us what your total was, girl? And your top tip? I don't know if you're able to unmute, but let us know. Maybe pop it in the chat. I think she's muted. Well, we can't hear you, but if you're able to unmute, let us know, or please pop your top total, I can't talk. Your top tip and your total in the chat, and we would love to hear from you. And congratulations to Darlene and Emma and everyone else that sold something this week. Congratulations, guys. That is a huge win. And our next category we're going to recognize is bookings. So we know that faces take us places, right, everyone? So give me a big wave if you've got something on your books, because that is how we do our thing over here. Give me a big wave. Does anyone have any upcoming bookings for next week or at all? I see Darlene's waving. Congratulations. And Emma. Oh, good job, guys. If you have 5 bookings, does anyone have 5? I just jumped up to 5. That was crazy. Does anyone have 5 bookings? Darlene, how many bookings do you have, girl? 3? That's awesome. And I think Emma has some too. Do you want to unmute and share your top booking tip, Darlene? No? Yeah? Maybe? Questionable?
Hey, I went to an event and got some names, and I've called all of them, and I had a drawing, and they're coming, and that's how I've been selling and doing facials and stuff like that. So it's like, it really works.
Wow. That's amazing. So you had like a little jar for like a free giveaway drawing. Is that what you did?
I went to an event and set out and did a drawing for a basket that I had, a bag that was all decorated with product in it. And I told them that if they put their name in for the drawing, that they would also win a free facial. So I got
Wow.
about 20 names off of that.
That's amazing. That is a great tip to like if you have any events or like fairs or anything in your area, just like go guys, you're gonna be there anyway. So like getting names, that's so genius, Darlene. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you guys don't know, Darlene is in DIQ too. She's literally becoming a director as well, and she is working so hard. And so just huge congratulations again, Darlene, on that. Um, but our last category we recognize is sharing. So sharing about the business. So if you shared about what we do with anyone at all this week, give me a double wave. I want two waves. Oh, congrats, Darlene. Oh, perfect. Um, did anyone else share about the biz? I see Darlene. Okay. Well, Darlene, double queen. Congratulations. How many people did you share with, girl?
I have shared probably with the last week, probably about 8 people.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That is awesome. Do you have any top tips for like how to share or like just share with that many people?
Well, what I'm doing is as I'm facialing everybody, from my parties that I'm having, I'm sitting down with every one of them and working them full circle,
Mm.
selling them, telling them about the business and trying to sign them up.
Wow, that's amazing. It's just so like hard to forget sometimes, like how simple it is just work it full circle, like to share at the end of all your facials, and you could tell Darlene means business, guys.
Yeah.
She's not playing around. I love that, Darlene. Well, congratulations. And then the last thing is we would love to recognize and welcome any new consultants in the house. So if you added anyone to your team this week, just congratulations. Give us a wave if you added anyone. And if you are new or have anyone new, we would love for you to just introduce yourselves. So does anyone have anyone new tonight, or did anyone add anyone this week or anything?
Yeah, I would be happy to introduce Katie. So Katie is a brand new beauty consultant, you guys. She is absolutely beautiful inside and out. And Katie, what I love so much about you is just how relational you are and just really just how attentive to details that you are. And I'll never forget the second that you walked into my house and I was like, we're going to be friends. Like I could just tell. And I just love that you were just really taking this step by step. And it was so much fun just going through your starter kit together this weekend. And so we would love to hear from you of just what you're most excited about.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin. I also go by Katie, but I'm really looking forward to working with everyone and just learning more about the makeup industry in general. And that was one thing I really shared with Megan is I can't wait to hone in on learning more skills on how to apply makeup and how to apply it to others. So making others feel good about themselves.
I love that, Katie. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And we're so happy that you're here at Monday Mingle. Amelia, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
I was just gonna say welcome to Katie and congrats for joining. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So you guys, are there anybody else?
Hello. My name is Cheryl Lovelace, and I'm new. I was brought in by Audrey McDowell, and this is my first mingle tonight.
Yay, Cheryl. Well, welcome to Mary Kay. My mom speaks so highly of you. Would you like to share what you're most looking forward to?
I guess what I'm looking most forward to is to be able to share the experience with others on how they can enhance themselves, and how they can also make this profitable business as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, you will find that here for sure, Cheryl, and we're so grateful that you're here tonight. So I'm so excited to share with you guys. Pull out your calendars, pull them out. If your camera ain't on, turn your camera on, girl. Turn your camera's on. Tonight's like a camera on kind of night. It's not like a don't turn your camera on kind of night. It's like a turn your camera on kind of night. Even if you're looking ratchet in your sweatpants, not that sweatpants are ratchet, but seriously, tonight is a camera on kind of night because tonight We're going to get all of each other's business, in the best way. Tonight is going to be so interactive. And I want you guys to know, I have spent, I got to get closer. I have spent hours preparing something for you guys, like literally hours. So put some hearts in the chat. If you remember Boss Babes, it was last winter. It was like a 3-month thing. Put some hearts in the chat if you're like, yes, I see y'all's hearts. Okay. So I have partnered with a few $1 million directors, and just to put in numbers, just to be frank, okay, one of them is currently in the top 5 in our entire company. She created the Mary Kay Facebook party that the whole Mary Kay world uses. Jen, she created that. My other friend, Steph, she did $1 million in her 20s. Okay. She and her team sold $1 million in their 20s. The other one is my mom, Audrey, which you guys know Audrey. She's done $1 million. She's done Trip like 15 times. Okay. And then there's me. And I did Trip at 24, which is a big deal, you guys. We did Trip at 24. We did $650,000 in sales. You think we can sell some skincare? I think we can sell some skincare. We are a top team. We've done over $500,000 3 years in a row, you guys. Not in a row, but 3 years. Okay. So we have come together. We have all have very different strengths. And we have put together the most epic training series you are ever going to experience in your career. You guys, this is going to be so epic. So starting next Monday, you guys are going to love this. We pulled some strings, and the series is the same night as Monday Mingle at the same time. Someone say glory, glory, hallelujah. Okay, so it's going to be Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern. And you guys, here's what we're going to be having. We are putting together this week. We are putting together a Facebook group where you all are going to be added to this group. And we really put our minds together, and we've created a point system. And last time, you guys probably remember that you were only rewarded based on your activity. Well, based on your results. Well, with this Holiday Hustlers 9-week series, we are going to be recognizing both activity and also we're going to be recognizing results. So you're going to be celebrated for both. We're going to be having a leaderboard where you're going to be recognized for different categories of points that you achieve. We're going to be having special recognition every single Zoom, and you're going to get to hear from Stephanie, Audrey, Jennifer, and myself. We're going to rotate our trainings. We're all going to be there with all of our teams. And last time we did this, we hand selected who was a part of Boss Babes based on people who wanted more. And this time we are literally extending this to absolutely everyone because of what a big deal it is. And you guys, this training next Monday is going to be one of the most important of all of the Holiday Hustlers. And the reason why is because we are going to be explaining everything, like what are the points? Like if you're an information person, you don't want to miss next Monday. We're going to be explaining what are the points, how do you get recognized? You're going to get to know all of the different directors. And you guys, this last, to put in perspective of what this can do for you, when we did this last winter, I saw women go from selling 200 to 300 a week to literally becoming stars. I saw women whose income increased. Our team, we literally as a team unit sold literally double as a result of Boss Babes. And so Holiday Hustlers is going to be so epic. And so I would love to hear from you guys. If y'all would like to put in the chat, what are some of the topics that you would really, really like to hear and glean from Jen, Steph, my mom, and myself, because we are not setting the topics pre-made, if you will, because what we found last time was that as the weeks ebbed and flowed, you guys wanted trainings on different things. And so this is the type of training where we really want for you to feel like you have a voice of what is trained and what, what we teach on. So we're so excited about this series. It's going to be so epic. And I did want to share with you guys, because I have it with me. Mary Kay sent me the new palette, and that picture didn't quite do it justice. But like Kristen said, if you guys want to see the palette, you could go click on my reel. But these are the 4 colors. And this is like a champagne-y white color, the lighter pink, And then this one is Burgundy Crowns and Legacy Lilac. It is gorgeous. I'm truly obsessed. And what I noticed about the lip crayon when I put it on was it stayed on all day long. Like this thing did not budge. It took me eye makeup remover to get it off. So these are truly amazing. So I wanted to show you guys those in person real quick. So are you guys excited about Holiday Hustlers? Are y'all so excited? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Oh, and a little bag. This is what the bag looks like. Okay. So we're going to dive right on in tonight. And tonight is something that was like weighing on my heart. And you guys know me, I always pray through like, what am I going to train on? And I just like really process what the training is going to be. And what I was feeling in my gut and what I was feeling in my spirit is like, we just need to bring some things back to the very simple basics tonight of goal setting and who are you contacting? Goal setting and who are you contacting? And you guys, we are officially 100 days into this seminar year. And hasn't it just already flown by? I mean, can you guys even believe we're already 100 days into this thing? And so as a seminar year ending June 30th, that means that we're literally a fourth of the way done with our seminar year already. And so I just want to urge you to make tonight the night where you draw the line in the sand to your goals. We're 90 days in. And at this point, it is very easy to let go of your dream that you set on July 1st, or when you joined Mary Kay, if you joined after July. And it is time to erase and replace any negative thoughts that are so easily entangling your thought process, because you cannot just make a thought go away. You literally have to replace it with another thought. And so I want us just to take a moment and just to really close our eyes. And I just want for you to think whether it's something that is related to a Mary Kay goal, maybe a free car, maybe moving up the career path, or maybe it's something that's more family oriented. You want to buy a new house, you want to buy a new car, you want to be able to pay for groceries, whatever that is. Where do you dream of being at seminar next June? What do you dream of? Where do you envision yourself? And so I'm just going to ask you guys just to open your eyes and just to write that down on a piece of paper. Where do you envision yourself? What does that look like? What does that look like for you?
Come here.
And does anyone want to share what your vision is for where you want to be? Tonight's going to be interactive. So who wants to share? I'll take myself off of spotlight. Who would like to share? Where do you envision yourself?
I would like to be a Cadillac driver.
Oh my goodness, Darlene. I love that. A Cadillac driver. It can be done. Listen, it just takes a focus. Who else wants to share?
I can share. I was just gonna say at seminar. Oh, sorry, Emma, were you gonna go?
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go quick. I was just gonna say at seminar, I want to definitely be an Equinox director, and I want to have a bunch of people there with me from my unit for sure.
Oh my gosh, it's done, Amelia. It's done. Who else wants to share? What is your vision for seminar?
So my vision for seminar is kind of small, but it's to be a red jacket. I'm a senior right now, so I'm hoping to be a red jacket.
Oh, I love that. Man, that's not small. Red jacket's a big deal. Mary Kay created the red jacket because she wanted to be able to look out at our events and know who her leaders were and who was passing it on. So that's not small at all. Anyone else want to share where you envision yourself? Okay, well, if you're new, I do want to go ahead and I want to share a little commercial of what the heck is seminar, because you may be wondering, what is this? So I want to share this with you guys. So that is seminar. And you guys, I just want to encourage you to just dream about seminar every single day and where you want to be. And last year, you guys, as many of you know, you were there at seminar. Our team was number 7 in recruiting, and number 13 in sales. And it was so cool being up there, you guys, and seeing the whole, you guys know when the queen is crowned and like seeing the seat come down. And it's so amazing, you guys, how doing little mundane things puts you there. It really does. It's just doing enough of the habits that give you your dream and give you your goal. So now I want you to just reclose your eyes. And I want you to think about if there were absolutely no limits to what you could do this seminar year. There is absolutely none. And you truly could set out and you could do whatever it is that you create in your mind and set out and you do the work. Where would that version of you, the version of you 100% confident, absolutely no limitations in your mind, the most heightened version of yourself, the best version of you that you or your spouse or your best friend or anyone has ever come across. Now I want you to open up your eyes and I want you to write down what that version of you would achieve by June 30th. What does that version of you do?
Of next year?
Mm-hmm. I can
So
hear
by
you.
June of next year, what does that version of you do? Where would she show up? Where would she be? And whenever y'all are done writing this down, you can unmute and share. Please share. I would love to hear.
I can share.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was no limits at all, like ideally, best of best case scenario, crazy town would probably be to be a pink Cadillac sales director and have an offspring with me and have red jackets and just like craziness.
I love it, Amelia. Okay. So Cadillac, I know that's your big goal. I love it. Okay. Who else wants to share? If you had no limits, what would that version of you achieve by June? And it could even be, you guys, if it's not like a tangible, like a car, maybe it's like, I want to pay off my family's debt or I want to go on vacation. Like it doesn't have to be like a Mary Kay thing. Like it could be something in your life. Who else wants to share? Yes.
Is it on mute, Mom?
I don't know.
Yes, it's
Hold on.
unmuted. You're unmuted.
Me would be the ultimate thing by then would be actually to like quit my job I have and just be able to make other women feel beautiful and to what's the right word? To let them, can you help me, Mom?
No.
Was that one word? Excel?
Yes.
Yeah. Excel in themselves to where they can be where everybody else can be, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. That makes total sense. So you guys, I want for you to really hone in on that bigger goal. Seriously, by June, because Mary Kay asked herself, she told us, she said, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're right. And for those of us who are logical thinkers, put some words in the chat if you're like a more logical female thinker. Some of us are more like feelers. Some of us are more thinkers. Personally, I did a test. I'm more of a thinker. So for us thinkers tonight, I just want to put this profound thought in your mind. If you're going to invest time in something like this, you might as well give those hours you're going to give it your absolute best and believe what you can do. Like if you're going to invest time, you might as well do the dream that you actually want to do. Because what's going to happen is when you show up as that version of you, I'm going to use Amelia as an example because that was a beautiful example. When you show up, like I'm going to earn a Cadillac by June. I'm going to earn a Cadillac by June. Like this is what I'm doing. All of a sudden, when you're at your appointments, and I'm just using Amelia as an example, this applies to any of your thoughts that you were thinking, my first goal versus my elevated goal. People will start to show up. You'll start to talk to people when you were previously scared. You will start to think things like, oh, I need 5 miracle sets on hand instead of just one because I'm selling those because I'm hitting this XYZ goal. Oh, I probably should do 8 shares this week instead of just 4 because I'm looking to double my numbers. And this is a perfect example, you guys. In June, as you guys know, we did over 100,000 retail as a team. That was our highest month ever. And I can honestly tell you as your leader that I went to that month and no one could have talked me out of finishing that. Like we were finishing. I didn't care what we had to do. Like we were finishing and I knew we were going to, and I knew that God was going to bring the people to do it. And I put that energy out all month long at my appointments to you guys. I meant it. I was like, we're finishing 500,000. Like there's no question in my mind. Like this is getting done. And people started to join. People started booking parties. People started being like, oh my gosh, like I haven't ordered in a year. I need to order. And people started to rise up. So if you're going to invest time anyway, you are literally withholding the blessings that God has for you when you play it small. You literally are. God has things for you that he wants you to trust him. And I believe that when we have a heightened level of faith and when our trust has to be bigger, God really does bless that obedience and he really does bless that faith. He really does. I really, really believe that. And the Bible also says that godliness with contentment is for great gain. And so I think we also have to have contentment in doing the mundane tasks while also dreaming big, praying big, and believing really, really big. And if you come into Mary Kay and you're playing to not lose instead of playing to win, you will always get not losing results instead of winning results. If you always come and you feel like you're stuck, you're stuck at a certain place, I want to encourage you to really focus on what would winning look like for me versus just not losing in my business. And in basketball, there's 2 ways to play offense. And there's 2 ways to play defense. And to play defense, you can stand in the back next to the net and just wait for the other players to come, or you can go forward in your defense and slap that ball and get that ball. So are you standing at the net just waiting, just pushing things away, or are you being proactive? And that it applies to a marriage, it applies to your business, it applies to literally everything. And so what we're going to talk about tonight at the beginning is we're going to identify really what y'all's goals are, and we're going to break it down where this is going to be self-reflection. So if you don't have a piece of paper in front of you, grab a notebook, like grab something to write on, because my vision is for you to be so clear at the end of the Zoom. And I don't want to tell you what to do. I want it to be your idea of what you know that you can and you want to do this year. And so the first question, and I just grab y'all's piece of paper. The first question is just, what is your goal? Like really, what is your goal? And I would encourage you to write down a goal by the end of October. What is your goal first? And then a goal by the end of the year. So by December 31st. And then to have your big goal, which is by June 30th. So for example, if your goal was to be a director by June 30th, you might say, I want to be in Red Jacket by the end of October. I want to be in DIQ by December 31st so I can come to leadership. And then I want to be a director by seminar. So go ahead and write that down. What's your goal by the end of October? And again, that could look like how much money do you want to contribute to your family? It could look like many, many, many different things. Anyone want to unmute and share what you wrote down?
I mean, I can share what I wrote down.
Yeah, go for it.
So for the end of this month, my goal is to finish DIQ, become a sales director, and finish my car. And then for December, I hope to actually have the car by then. I don't know how it works really, but that would be awesome. And then just to have a couple red jackets on my team to really start getting my team to have their own little teams. And then start going on target to earn my Equinox, of course, in I think by the new year. So then by the time June comes, I can have Equinox, if not a Cadillac. So yeah, that's basically it.
Love that, Amelia. That's so clear. I love how clear that is. That's awesome. Anyone else want to share?
I can share.
Yes, Emma, we'd love you to share.
I wrote down only my October goal because my brain is very right now, so I only want to think about right now. But I wrote down that I wanted to have 12 facials to finish out October, and that will bring in a good income for me. So I think that would be great.
I love that, Emma. And that's so smart. If that's how your brain works, you got to think the way your brain works. You're like, I'm right now, girl. You got to focus on the right now. Absolutely. Okay, you guys. Now, the next thing, you guys, and these are just some questions that you could even write down and journal before you go to bed tonight. But I really am a believer in when you have your vision for the month, really thinking about your reason and your why behind it. And the biggest thing that I've seen coaching women for 8 years now is that when someone does not have a powerful why that drives them into motion, they are very likely to stay stagnant. And I've seen the most powerful women in Mary Kay, they come into this with a very clear goal. And personally, my why has changed so much over the last 8 years. What I can tell you though is that if a why does not bring me to tears or make me emotional, I literally shred my piece of paper and I'm like, we got to think deeper. We got to think deeper, because if you don't have a why, then we don't have anything to really work with. I mean, we do from maybe a financial standpoint for your business, but a why is really, really, really what gets you going. And so some questions to ask yourself are, who will be impacted by your goal? And that's huge to think about, whether it's customers, whether it is your family, like your spouse, your children. I mean, I think about, to be honest, when we bought our home in New Smyrna, it was because of my dedication to my business that we could buy our home. It just was. And that why got me out of bed. Like, I wanted to provide a home for my family. And that got me excited. Like I get excited about that. And I wasn't telling everybody that, obviously, right? My customers, I wasn't like, here's your miracle set I'm saving for a home, because that's not where my mind was. I genuinely wanted to nurture those clients, but it was a why that got me excited and got me out of bed. Like, it just literally did. And so for you, what is that thing that could get you excited and could get you, seeing faces? At one point for me, when I first started, I've shared with you guys, I literally started Mary Kay to have clothes money for college because I wanted cute clothes in college. So whatever it is for you. Another thing to think about is, what is making your goal meaningful to you? And how will you feel when you've accomplished it? I think sometimes we can live in the here and now and the booking, and sometimes we forget to take a second and close our eyes daily. And I literally try to do this daily. And I think about that goal being finished and who it's going to impact and how it will feel. Because when you can allow yourself to experience that, your brain doesn't know any different, and it gets those endorphins going and it gets you excited. And so really focusing in on, how am I going to feel when this is done? Because it's in that feeling of your win that is going to keep you going. And so, to exactly what Emma's point was, my next question was, what activities do you need to do daily in order to see the October goal come into completion? So maybe jot down for you, and maybe if you're new, it's just some first steps that you know that you need to take. And so writing down, what are some of those daily activities that you know that you need to do in order to see this goal happen? And would anyone like to share what came to your mind, what came to your list? And I'll share from a personal story. I really wanted to see 30 faces this month. And so literally every single day on my 6 most important list, book for an hour is on there. And all I do, Carter heard me in here earlier. It was so mundane, y'all. I was calling referrals, but I got 2 parts booked. It was so fun. And Carter was like, that's the most I know. Y'all, it was so mundane. I was literally just sitting right over here in this little chair making some calls. Okay. A lot of times the things that give you what you want, they're like the most mundane things. You're going to be like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? It doesn't really seem that magical. And it's just that basic, really is, right? So who wants to share? What's that thing that the activity you need to do daily in order to see your goals happen?
So I wrote down, one is something that you told me that I need to start, and this will answer your question from earlier, but I need to start calling for 30 minutes daily. I'm not up to an hour yet, but the 30 minutes daily. Start talking to more people when I'm out and about, really, like, especially I feel like I've seen some people recently that, were just lovely, whether, their how they looked or how they behaved, and so like really getting better at speaking out. And then also getting back to doing my affirmations. And I thought this earlier today, and your message tonight is just reconfirming that I really need to get back to the affirmations and a little meditation, to just, keep your mind right. So
Absolutely, Michelle. Well, I love that. And you'll find from that 30 minutes of booking and even just meeting one person a day, can you imagine 30 new leads in a month? I mean, there's your power start. There's your 30 faces right there. So I love
right.
that, Michelle. That's so powerful. Anyone else want to share what your daily activities would be?
Kathleen Welch.
Hey, Kathleen.
Hey, so I'm just going to add, sometimes it's hard to call and be the first to say you're wondering how to get started. And one of the tricks that I've learned in my other business is you do what I call care calls. You're just calling friends and family or people that you have a connection with, and you're just going, how are you? What's going on? And you'd be amazed at when people react to you are checking in on them and all that, how it can turn very quickly to what are you doing and lead to, I'd love to get a facial.
Kathleen, that's so powerful because as women, we all care. And so that feels like such a genuine way to open that up. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. So the next thing, you guys, before we talk about your next steps from here, is outsmarting ourselves. And we all know that thing as women that just triggers us and all of a sudden we're on a rabbit trail. I know for me, I have to turn all my notifications off on Instagram. They're all the way off on Facebook. Otherwise, it'll be like squirrel. So Susie Q comments on your photo, and all of a sudden I'm like 12 photos deep into somebody I don't even know. So what's your squirrel? Okay, what's your thing? And if you were to outsmart yourself, or maybe it's a triggering conversation with someone, maybe it's you see a cabinet is dirty and all of a sudden you're like organizing all your inventory, all your demos, or maybe it's just life and you're unloading the dishwasher when you know you should just sit outside for 30 minutes and make your booking calls, but instead you want your house to be squeaky clean. We all have that thing, especially as women, I think, where we get so triggered or we make an excuse. So write down right now, if you could outsmart yourself, what, if anything, would derail you and distract you from completing that thing that you just said that you needed to do? Or even what excuse do you know that you'll tell yourself? Because we all know ourselves very well. And sometimes it's a moment of taking a second and asking yourself, what do I say to myself that I need to work through? Okay. Don't worry, we're not going to share that. That's personal. We all know our thing. We all know our thing. So my follow-up question that you could write underneath that is, how could you set up a system or maybe a statement that you can make to yourself in order for you to work through that obstacle when it comes? You know, what would that sound like for you? And I'll just use a real life example. I was walking out of UPS today, and my thing recently has been all about excellence. As you guys know, 650,000, or maybe you don't know, it's called the Circle of Excellence. So I've just started this new thing where I'm obsessed with doing everything with excellence. Like every day, I'm like, excellence, excellence, excellence. I was in the gym this morning. I didn't feel like doing it. And I was like, Megan, excellence. And I was like, doing my thing. And then even James today, he got spaghetti it was disgusting. It was everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was just everywhere. And I was like, okay, excellence. What should I do right now? He was disgusting. And I was like, a wife just is not going to be excellent. I need to bathe this kiddo before we leave for this interview that we had. And so I got him in the bath. I'm all about excellence. And so for me, I was walking on a UPS today, and my thing on excellence is I'm all about meeting people out and about, to Michelle's point. And y'all, there was this Latina girl in UPS. She was so beautiful, and her skin was like flawless, like more flawless than like all of ours, like flawless. I was like, what did she use? Oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. It wasn't more flawless than all of ours. So she was gorgeous. It really was. You guys know I'm just messing. But I walked out, I got in my car, and I was like, you just messed up your excellence streak. You've been going good all day. And I was like, you got to get back in there. So I marched myself back in there, and I gave her the skincare survey and got her number. So for me, I had to interrupt my pattern of laziness, and I just had to say, that's not excellent. Get back in there. So that's just a personal story of how I personally have to make myself not make excuses. I'm just being honest. So for me, it's just, nope, that wasn't excellent. Get back in there. So what is it for you? That excuse, like, oh, nope, that's you being scared again of rejection. Make the call. Oh, nope, that's you again being lazy. You need to make those 20 minutes of calls. Sit your butt outside and make your referral calls. I know this is kind of intense, but if you want Mary Kay to pay you like a business, you got to treat it like a business, So does anybody want to share just, what your combative thing that you could tell yourself would be? Does anybody want to share? And if you don't want to get this personal, it's totally fine, but it may be helpful to share.
I'll share.
Yes.
So, I one of my goals is, and it's kind of backing up, but it's to tie it all in together, is I don't want to, I want to be able to work full-time Mary Kay. I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job. I've been doing it for a lot of years, and I'm really tired of it. I have an ailing mother I want to take care of, but for me, it's the fear of failing. And sometimes that causes me not to want to get started, because I get so petrified in failing that if I don't go out there, then it's kind of like I can't fail at it because I haven't started yet. So for me, I'm going to try setting a daily goal for so many yeses and nos, so that then if I get a no, it's not a failure. It's still that I'm completing a goal that I had. I just got to make sure that my yeses are more than my nos, and hope that that's what I get.
Wow. Sheila, that was so profound. That was huge, because then it isn't failing. It's just you getting that win of the reach outs.
Yeah. Security or self-worth is something I've been working on, and I'm doing a Bible study on it, and I'm really trying to work on my self-worth and knowing that if someone says no, it's no different than if I offered them a glass of water and they said no. It's the water they're saying no to. I guess it's harder with Mary Kay because Mary Kay is such a great product. It sells itself, that I think that if I fail, it's because of me. And I have to realize that's not it. It's not me. I just have to say, well, that was one of my no's, and go on and go for the next one.
Absolutely. That's powerful. And to your point, Sheila, I'll share this too. And this is something for us all to think about, is that Mary Kay, of course, is a very skill-based business, and it's a numbers business. So what I found in Mary Kay, and I'm sure you guys feel this way too, is there's the skill set side of it, and then there's the business numbers game side of it. It's like you book 3 appointments, third to hold, third to reschedule, third to cancel, right? It's just a numbers game. So I would encourage y'all to think through, how can I increase my skill set every single day, whether it's studying overcoming objections, studying booking approaches, studying how to make reels, how to apply makeup. How can I improve that every day? And then how can I improve my emotional management every single day? Could you imagine what would happen if you would read 2 pages a day, one of them on emotional management, and then maybe spend 2 minutes a day on studying something skill-based? Could you imagine in a week, that would be 30 minutes almost of studying emotional management and skill sets, what that would do, because it's both, right? It's a skill-based business and it's numbers. So you want to make sure your skills are high, while also you want to make sure that you understand the numbers and the emotional management part of it as well. So you guys, so our first step tonight was, what is your goal, right? Our second step would be, what activities can you do daily to get yourself towards that goal? And the third thing I want you just to ponder tonight, and text your director or your recruiter or me, whoever that is. And I want to encourage you with accountability. And I think that a lot of times we hate the word accountability because we know that it means we're going to be accountable. We think of a gym coach, right? We think of being trained and it makes us think of accountability. But I'm going to just be real with y'all. Those who have a gym coach, they're losing weight compared to those who just go on the days that they feel like it, right? So I want to help you guys where you feel like you're able to really show up your very, very best. So think about, who do I want my accountability to be, and who am I going to tell about these activities, and what it is that I'm going to do. And then number 4, you guys, tonight, that I just want to share with you all is your belief in yourself and your belief of knowing that you can do it. And so I'm going to share with you guys, when we hop off of our marketing call tonight, a template of doing your affirmations. And I will share with you guys that I do read. I have my AM affirmations and then I have my PM affirmations. And it's the first thing that I do when I come downstairs right after I make my coffee, is I literally sit and read my affirmations. And I can tell you that the most important things in the affirmations that I found, that I'll share the template with you guys, is first off saying what you're committed to completing. So Emma, I'll use you as an example. I am committed to completing 12 facials by the end of October. And then the end of that statement is, it's so great. And I will continue putting forth extraordinary effort until I do, no matter what, there is no other option. It's such a powerful statement, but I'm going to repeat it again so you can write it down. I will continue putting forth extraordinary effort until I do, no matter what, there is no other option. When you say that out loud enough days in a row, you know what happens to your brain is your brain actually starts to believe that that is true. And then the next thing that I have in my affirmations that I think makes a difference is I put on paper what I'm committed to doing activity-wise daily. So I use Emma as an example. This is what yours might sound like, Emma. To ensure that the attainment of my mission is inevitable, I remain committed to booking for 20 minutes a day and seeing 4 faces per week with excellence. And I will continue putting forth this effort no matter what. So you got to put what is the activity. And then literally, you guys, I say my personal activity every single day. And some days I'm like, oh, how? But my brain all day just focuses on it. It just does. It just focuses on it. And then the end, what I love so much about this affirmation, I got this from the book, The Miracle Equation, is the end is this. It's to say, I know, and a lot of us need this, I know that I am just as worthy, deserving, and capable of creating this miracle and achieving everything I want as any other person on earth. I know that I am just as worthy, deserving, and capable of creating this miracle and achieving everything I want as any other person on earth. And I can say it by memory because I say it every morning. You guys, I think that's part of this. I think that's part of our business, is knowing and believing that you are worthy to achieve it, because we only achieve in our mind what we've told ourselves that we can achieve. Think about it. What do you tell yourself that you are capable of doing? Because so many times, you guys, that is where we hit that goal. We hit it based on our belief in our own self. So I want to challenge you tonight to expand your thinking of what you could achieve. We put caps on ourselves and we could do this and we think that we're this because of our background or because of what somebody else has told us or because of what we think of ourselves. And I want to encourage you to go into this week with that heightened, elevated thinking about yourself and what you're capable of doing. And you will show up as that version of yourself when you believe that you can. And so in closing tonight, you guys, and I will also be posting this on our Voxer chat, is I wanted to share with you guys something in case you're needing a place to start. And maybe you feel like it's October 9th and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to get some bookings. So I want to encourage you to make a We Do Life Together list, and making a list of 100 people in your life. And think to yourself, if you were to make an invite list for your wedding, who would you invite? And then circle your 10 most favorite people that are on that list. And we were just at a wedding this weekend, and I was so amazed to see all of the women that my girlfriend knew. And it really made me think about how many people do we really know? I know we felt that way with our wedding. It was like, wow, you know more people than you realize that you do. And so I'll be posting this, that way you can fill it out. And so if you're feeling stuck of, who do I reach out to? Who is my next person towards these goals? Megan, I'm so excited, but like, who do I reach out to? Really honing on who do you know, and if you get to number 30 and you're like, I'm out of people for my wedding, maybe scroll through your acquaintance list on social media or your contact list to really rack your brain. So in closing, you guys, I know we have marketing here in just about 2 minutes, but would anyone like to just share anything that just really resonated with your heart tonight? Or maybe there was something that you heard or something that you came up with that spoke to you tonight? I know it was a different format. Normally it's training, and tonight was a little bit more coaching style, but would anyone like to share your takeaway?
Yeah, I think my biggest takeaway was just you saying the part about like outsmarting ourselves. And I really liked what you said that you're doing. Like you're trying to do everything with excellence, and just like when your brain like thinks something, or like when my brain thinks something, like just be like, no, that's just you trying to tell yourself that you're not good enough, or that's just you lying to yourself that you're whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. Go do it. Like, that's just you doing that. Like, it's just like so crazy. Like, you never think of it like, because we just get in our own heads like that. It's like, oh no, like doubts, whatever, fears. And it's like, no, that's just you telling yourself that, silly. Like just like getting like just even laughing about it or something, because it's so true. Like we make things so serious when things really aren't serious at all. Like they just get racked up there. But and just like telling yourself do everything like with excellence, like, oh, am I doing this with excellence? Like every day, excellence. I love that. So yeah, loved it.
I love that, Amelia. And it's so true. We really do have this amazing ability to outsmart ourselves. And I think most of the time we're in our own heads and we have to call ourselves out like, shut up. Sometimes literally I'm like, Megan, shut up. You're being ridiculous. Let's think smarter right now, So, oh my goodness. Well, you guys, it is 8:00. So we will call it a night, and we have our 8:00 Zoom. Hi, Amelia. Bondress, I see you, girl. We're about to, she's probably like, who are all these people? We're about to close out our meeting. So, all right, you guys. Well, if you have a guest for 8:00, please stay. If you don't, I'm going to kindly, lovingly ask you to go be with your families now. And thank you guys for being here. Cheryl, it was so good to meet you. Hi, Anne. Oh, awesome. Hey, Amelia. Thank you for being here, girl. I love your background. That's beautiful.
Because I think it's this one.
I also love your name. My name is Amelia too.
Amelia, this is Amelia. I don't know if she can hear us.
How do I leave? I'm trying to
show you.
I think
At that.
Oh, Zoom. Gotta
Okay.
love it.
I know, right? All right, you guys. Well, we'll go ahead and we're going to dive right on in. So, hi, Amelia. Hi, Pat. Thank you for being here.
Hi, welcome.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to first off just tell you guys thank you so much for being here. And this is training for our beauty consultants. And he gives us as beauty consultants credit for sharing with y'all. And so I just want to thank you guys. I know there's a million places you could be on a Monday night, and it just really means so much that you're here. So how we'll do this is we'll just have you guys ask anywhere from 3 to 5 questions of any questions that you have about a Mary Kay business. And then the consultants will be taking notes, just learning how to answer the different questions. And if you guys didn't know, you're actually getting $150 in product coupons tonight, just as a thank you for being here. And I swear to keep this short, like we won't go past 8:15. I'm a fast talker. So I just appreciate y'all so much. And so both Amelia and Pat, if y'all want to just introduce yourselves real quick, that way everybody can get to know you, and then we'll dive right on in.
I'm sure. I'm Pat Vincelette. I'm a friend of Mary Callan. That's why I'm here. And I have some experience in direct sales. So I thought I'd just come help if I can.
Oh, well, thank you for being here, Pat. That's awesome. You have experience in this industry. I love that.
Sorry if I missed the beginning. I just barely was able to get audio, but I'm Amelia Bondress. I recently met Megan at a party that my friends Tina and Andrea threw, and it was fantastic. I love your energy, Megan, and would love to learn more and just be here to support you.
Oh my gosh. Well, Amelia, thank you for being here. When you came in, I actually was thinking of the other Amelia that's on the Zoom, because Amelia Fox and I were super close. And so it made me remember your name so well at the party. I was like, Amelia, I say Amelia all the time. So thank you for being here. So we'll go ahead and dive right on in. And Amelia, I know that you sent me your list of questions. So if you wanted to ask them out loud, you could. That way Mary and Amelia can hear. So we'll dive right on in. So Pat or Amelia, whoever wants to start first. That's perfect.
Well, I'll ask first. What kind of inventory do you have to keep for your business?
Oh, that's a great question. So inventory, it's completely optional. And we actually found after COVID that a lot of women work virtually now. And so to be honest, some women choose not to even have any inventory. But we do find it helps our sales because women are so impulsive. They like to have everything right away. So you can start with a small, medium, or a large store, Pat, to answer your question. So you can really, it's like a buffet. You can choose if you want to start little or a lot, which is really nice.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, good question. Amelia, what's your first question?
I'll go more broad. Can you just give a brief summary or explain more about Mary Kay's business structure?
Yeah, absolutely. That's such an excellent question. So Mary Kay actually was created 60 years ago, and she founded our company on the principles of God first, family second, and career third. And as a company, we're still family owned. So Mary Kay's grandson is our CEO. And we make the highest commission in America on direct sales. And Mary Kay, we make 50% on everything that we sell. And then what I like about Mary Kay is that we're a dual marketing structure. And so what that means is that when you add team members, the company pays you directly on your team and it doesn't come from your team. So I like how integrative the business model is. It's just very pure, I would say. And we wrote the code of ethics for all of direct sales. So I think Mary Kay's business structure, it's almost like the Marilyn Monroe of direct sales. Like we're like the classy OG, I feel like. So that's Mary Kay's business structure though. You make half on everything that you sell, you make money on team building, and then you can also earn your free car, and they pay for 85% of our insurance, and then you can earn a new car every other year. So that's the overall business structure. That's a good question. Okay, Pat, what's your next question?
Sorry, I'm going to mute and unmute because there are other characters here tonight. At what age can you start your own Mary Kay business? What's the youngest age?
So you can start at 18, and Amelia actually, she started on her 18th birthday, and in 22 days, she will be a free car driving sales director. So I love that you can move up super quick.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's the biggest self-growth course ever. Like it just makes you so mature because you're just interacting with so many people, as you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, what's your next question?
Let's see. What do you think has been the company's biggest challenge? And what is Mary Kay doing to solve that, either for the customers or employees themselves?
That's a good question. I would say the biggest challenge has been the amount of additional brands since the company started. Because when Mary Kay started, it was like Mary Kay and then a few other companies, like even Clinique started 12 years after Mary Kay did. So I would think our biggest challenge has been all of the other competitors. And I shared at the party on Thursday last week, or maybe it was Wednesday, I don't remember. But we're number one in skincare in the direct selling industry right now in the nation. So I feel like Mary Kay, what they've done is they've invested a lot of money into research for products when a lot of companies have held back because of this crazy expensive economy. I feel like Mary Kay has kind of done the opposite, and they're like, no, we're not going to change our prices. We're not going to change our 50%. We're going to invest millions into our skincare. So I feel like that's been the biggest challenge is competitors, but our president, Nathan Moore, he's the most competitive person I've ever met. And he's like, oh no. So I feel like that's kind of how we've combated that big challenge of all the other brands and options. That's a really good question. Pat, what's your next question?
I just wondered how your team structure works. Do your teams, do you have women who are lateral to you, above, below? What's the most important way to build a team?
That's a good question. So Mary Kay, they pay you when your team is selling. So they don't pay you just for signing someone up. They pay you when your team is selling. So I would say whether you build it really deep where you have a lot of people recruiting a lot of people, or whether you're recruiting a lot of people, no matter which way you build it, the most important part is really having women succeed at this. Because the only way that you succeed from a team building structure is to have consultants who are succeeding. And so whether you build it deep or wide or both, my big thing as a leader is I want people to know how to sell the product, because that's where everything else stems from. Like, we don't just want 100 people doing nothing. Like, I really want people genuinely making money with this for their families, because then they win. And then as a team, we win too. So it's like everybody wins. Yeah. Mary Kay's unique in that, like, if no one wants to team build a day in their life, but they want to make a lot of money on sales, they can. So it's kind of nice. You can kind of have your cake and eat it too a little bit with Mary Kay.
I'll do the next one.
Yeah.
What lesson have you found most valuable throughout your time in the business?
Oh my gosh. I found my biggest lesson has been people are the most important thing, to be honest. I think it's so easy to get caught up in the cars and like the free diamonds and everything they give us. But my biggest thing I've learned in this is that people are really all that matter. Really. And starting this at 18, I had to learn that the hard way a little bit. Like, I came into this just wanting to, move up, and I really had to learn, like, Megan, people are all that matter, I'm just being vulnerable. Like, that's what I had to learn at a young age. And Amelia's so mature. She's like how I was at 22, so she's, I feel like, and Amelia, you can even piggyback off of that question if you want, because there's probably different things that you've learned that are different than what I've learned.
I think the most important thing I've learned personally since I started is just kind of what you're saying, like, people are the most important thing. Like, I think I was just so focused on myself before, like, just like not even like good things, just like the bad things too, like insecurities almost, just like how just to be like the best version of myself and help women find out how to be the best versions of themselves is really like the huge picture of what I've learned is the most important thing. Yeah.
That's a good question. Okay. You guys have any other questions? Pat, do you have any more questions?
I don't. I was going to ask about how, what profit you make and, how you get paid, but you answered that earlier. So
perfect. And I'll add to the payment part too. What's cool about Mary Kay is that you don't necessarily like report something, Mary Kay, and then get paid. You make money the second that you sell. So it's like we buy the product for $1, you sell it for $2. So I like that, some people they'll have unexpected bills or a vacation coming up and they're able to do more with their business. So I really like that part of the business. It's a very, you feel like you really are your own boss, which I don't know about y'all, but I like that. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. So I like that part. You can make it your own. So Amelia, did you have any last questions?
Just to clarify that, so whenever you're, as part of that structure, you're purchasing product, you basically make whatever on top of what you've paid for the product.
Oh, that's a good question. Yes and no. I'm going to use my wallet I'm going to pull out some dollar bills to make this an example. So there's 2 ways you can build. You can either choose to have product or not to have product. So if you choose to have product, you've already paid the $1 for the product. So then when someone pays you for the product, then now you have $2 and you just give them the product. The other way to do it is, let's say you buy and then you give me $2, then I give $1 to Mary Kay to buy the product, then I get to keep the other $1. So either way, you're still profiting the same 50%. It's just up to you if you want to have the product right there or if you don't want to have the product right there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a good question. Well, our last question for you guys, and this is just gonna, help us gauge where you guys are at, would just be on a 1, 2, or 3, what you are. 1 would be never, ever, ever would I ever do Mary Kay ever, but I would love to, continue to be a customer. 2 would be, it's $25 to get started. I'm intrigued. I'm a little intrigued, but I have more questions. And 3 would be, for $25, I would love to give this a shot and, help my beauty consultant, in Mary's case, with you, Pat. So we'll just have you guys tell us what your number is, if it's a 1, 2, or a 3.
I'm a 1 for right now. I never rule out anything forever. So there's just too much chaos right now. And I know everybody balances a lot of things, but I don't need to throw anything else into the mix right now.
Absolutely.
But it's not a never, it's a now.
Absolutely. Well, I know Pat, I know Mary will love servicing you, and thank you for your honesty, for sure. And Amelia, I know we haven't talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no worries. No, I would say the same thing as Pat. Same thing and kind of juggling a lot. I love the product. Working with you has been fantastic. That being said, I am always thinking of the future. So maybe down the road, I don't want to work for a company like I work for now. Maybe I want to be more of a, kind of entrepreneur, making my own schedule, making my own type of money, same type of setup that you're working right now. If that's with Mary Kay or something else, that's always an opportunity to look into. So.
Gosh, absolutely, Amelia. And I really respect what you do and how you're such a leader in what you do. And I know that if you did ever choose to do this, you would thrive in it for sure.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Amelia and Pat, thank you guys both so much for your time tonight. We really appreciate it. And we'll be sure to get you guys your product coupons.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you all and meet you.
You too.